Good evening, welcome to the February 1st, 2017 Planning Board meeting. We have a short agenda for this evening. We started, we should be going over the minutes of the previous meetings as in January.
Oh, this
Maybe
it was doing.
So, me too. Any questions on those?
I'll make a motion, we accept January 4th minutes of the meeting.
Second.
As read.
All in favor?
Motion carries.
Motion carries. And for the 19th of January, since we had it over to the Lyman Town Hall on the new shoreland ordinance.
In the motion, we approve those as written.
A second.
All in favor? Motion carried.
Make sure the record reflects that I didn't make the meeting, so I didn't vote.
Election of officers. I nominate.
Lee J, I wasn't here for the 4th, so I didn't vote.
Thank you.
My apologies.
Says absent Steve. Right on top.
Perfect.
So would you like to continue with election of officers?
Started kind of low.
I nominate Dwayne for chairman.
I second the nomination of Dwayne Prescott for chairman.
Any discussion? All in favor? Anybody opposed? Motion carries. There you go. You're retired.
Oh. You couldn't get out of there fast enough.
I could have run from that one.
Where we were at.
There's a big sucking sound.
Okay, under old business, we just getting a distribution of the shoreline.
You have gonna
What?
vice chair?
We have a vice chair.
We have,
We have vice chair and a secretary
Oh,
already.
so you were just sitting in.
yeah,
Right,
And Judy was.
Judy's the secretary.
Right.
Yes, so we
we're
are
all set. We
Okay.
just
We-
adjourned.
Perfect.
Good
Thank
check.
you. All right.
All right.
Carry on, Mr. Chairman.
Great. Under old business, distribution of the shoreline zoning ordinance. Anybody can find these at Town Hall. Pretty much mimicked what the state brought up. Any communications?
Stand up here,
Stand
sir.
up and-
Great. Yes, and please chime in, but we had a very, I think, successful and interesting workshop last night with the Select Board. Chuck Morgan from Southern Maine Planning and Development Commission, Economic Development Director, and myself were here to talk with the Select Board about how a tax increment financing district operates and what it could do to assist the town of Waterboro in future economic development needs. And I thought it was very well received, and we're going to be hearing more about the process and going forward with something in the future. So we'll be working behind the scenes on some of that, and eventually there will be some additional public meetings and informational presentations coming forward at a later date.
Cool, thank you. And I would go away, looks like you're up for miscellaneous.
We are going to keep this quick meeting. Yes, so I'm sure you've heard through watching the TV and maybe through local talk that Sean Shoemaker and his partner had requested a letter, sent a letter to the select board several weeks ago requesting the pursuit of a contract zone in North Waterboro Village. I am somewhat to blame for that. I don't want to say blame, but somewhat involved in that because Sean had originally pursued a regular zone change, which is kind of still floating out there. There's been no decisions made by the select board on expanding the village zone to the rear portion of his property. He's got 28 acres or thereabouts, 30 acres that they're looking to master plan and develop over time. My concern for him was that with the adoption of the comprehensive plan and my review of the plan, and I've got a bunch of tabs, we can certainly talk about some of that tonight if you'd like to, because it kind of rolls into the whole ordinance work that we're doing, is the discussion about zoning and the village areas. And I had a long conversation with he and his partner quite a few months back now about the concern for the long-term impacts that could occur to that area of town and to his property in particular, so that he doesn't get an assumption today that he can move forward with a development that may take 10 or 20 years to build out based on the zoning today. And that if we redo the zoning at some point, whether it's through this process that we're involved in or another process a couple of years down the road, in my interpretation of the ordinance and the comprehensive plan, excuse me, and it's very softly written. There's no hard goals, policies, and strategies, but if you read the whole document and you piece it together, the recommendations that are in this plan are that the 4 village areas that we now have, north, south, central, and east, are all going to be different, or could be different, through zoning. And the concern is that looking at and knowing what Mr. Shoemaker and his partner want to do in North Waterboro, and what the future zoning could be based on the comprehensive plan, they don't match up. And I wouldn't want him to think, going into this costly development today, that 5 years from now it's still going to be the same, because it may not, whether I'm here assisting you folks or someone else is here. Anyway, they've requested the select board to pursue a contract zone, which we do have in the ordinance, and allows us to basically negotiate in good faith with each other being the municipality and Mr. Shoemaker, on what he wants to do in the future and what the town may need from him in order to support that type of development in North Waterboro, whether it be trail systems or it be upgrades to the roadway, to the intersection especially, at the headway to his project. There may be other things that they look at as well going forward. So the select board heard Mr. Shoemaker at with his presentation and wanted to hear more before they made any decisions about seeing some sort of a master plan of the property and what his overall concept for that area would be before they either decide to just expand the village zone and say we're happy with that, or to give some direction to staff to sit down and work with them in negotiating a contract. So it's kind of in limbo, and a lot will depend too on what we end up discussing and talking about for the village areas through our zoning update. You folks may say to me, we don't want to touch it, we want it to stay the way it is. We may make some minor modifications, or they could look vastly different. And I can't predict that. I don't know what is in the minds of everyone around here relevant to how we're going to proceed in the future. So I wanted to kind of just slow that process down for him a little bit, because Just wasn't sure how this will play out and what the impacts to his project may be in the future.
Fine.
That's basically why that's on the agenda, just to keep you abreast of where we're at and what's going on, and
It's a good move. Thank you.
you're welcome.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
one of my concerns would be is, okay, we change and adapt to that, but say he buys an abutting land and wants to go further. You know, at what point do you?
Well, the village zone's only gonna go so far. And so what they're talking about is between him and the selectmen, they're gonna figure out what to do with the plot and the little extra strip that just, he bought that didn't make the cut. After that, it turns right back into whatever the land is zoned at. And we'll have to deal with that as we go.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just that top 5 acres, right?
That's correct. It's, his basic request was just the back 5-acre piece, which is not, for whatever reason, they didn't zone that village. They zoned that AR, I believe, in that area.
What was
Was that-
already AR.
Was that one piece of land, or did you buy them 2 separate parcels?
I believe it's one piece.
Yeah, it was one
So
piece.
we have,
It's a
I
split
thought
zone.
we were trying to get away from splitting parcels into different zones.
That was before me, Judy. Hopefully we can make things happen differently. Yep.
Well, it looks like we're up to
I'll
adjournment.
take a motion to adjourn the regular meeting.
I second.
All right, any discussion? All in favor? Motion carried.